The opinions expressed by the host and guest on this program are solely their own and do not represent the views or opinions of Blind United. We strive to provide diverse perspectives and discussions on our platform, but the opinions expressed should be understood as personal viewpoints and not reflective of Blind United as an organization.
It's time. It's time for
coffee time.
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 And here is your coffee time crew.
Good morning, guys. Good morning to all my coffee time listeners. I'm Pedro, and I am your host for today. And today I'm with Brittany and Carol. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
How's your morning going today?
It's a little cold, but hey, it's good. It's good.
And it's about the same here, freezing, about 20-something degrees.
Wow,
But I think
wow.
we'll get through it, yeah. It's
Yeah,
that time of year.
that is cold. Yeah, it does feel cold out here too, where I'm at. So we're getting the morning started. So I hope everybody got their coffee, hot chocolate, whatever it may be, something to warm you up, and get you throughout the day. Come sit down and have a cup with us. And today we do have some interest groups, right? Correct, Britt? We have
We
cooking
have
without
cooking.
looking.
Yeah, we have cooking without looking, and that's 3:00 PlayStation time. And
Hmm.
then we also have Andy's computer JAWS, basic JAWS training, and that's at 6:00 PlayStation time. Andy's really good, you guys. He's an assistive technology trainer. Like, if Andy doesn't know the answer to something with JAWS, then he'll look it up. I mean, he's really, really, really good at what he does. So please come out, check him out. He's awesome. He works at DPI, which is the school that's in LA. So he is an actual
Hmm.
assistive technology trainer. And he's doing this for free, guys. Did you know that most assistive technology trainers, like if Department of Rehab or whatever was to pay for you to get training, it would be like, what, $100 an hour?
That is
So come out
correct.
and get some free assistive technology training, you guys. There's resources out here for you for free. Come on, come out and get them.
Correct. And that's for free. And man, I know we put basic jaws. Andy does all that, but Andy does plus more than that, man. He gets deep. He gets deep. Um, he gets deep and gives you tricks if you're a little more advanced user of JAWS. He gets into how to use certain other applications, not just navigating, but like for example, Audible and other applications, or even routing and how to use Zoom. So, hey, where else you can go and get a class like that and be provided for you free and meet good people? Come hang out with us. We have so many different other Zoom interest groups too, but those are the ones we have for today on Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. I hope, hey, come join us and have a taco too. Anything else I missed by any chance, Brett?
That's it.
Okay, okay. So we will get started. One of the first articles we got going is China and their investment in Mexico, man. China has been doing a lot. They've been investing all over the world. They got contracts with different countries and things like that. So let's get into the article and then we will discuss it.
Today on Coffee Time, exploring China's growing investment in Mexico. China's investment in Mexico has surged dramatically in recent years, positioning the country as a key player in Latin America's economic landscape. This strategic shift is not only transforming Mexico's industries, but also reshaping trade relationships across North America. Key investment trends. Record high investment. Chinese foreign direct investment, FDI, in Mexico hit a 13-year high in 2023, totaling $5.6 billion. a staggering leap from just $267 million in 2018. Diverse sectors. Capital has flowed into various industries, including energy, logistics, metals, and transportation, with the energy sector alone receiving $2.26 billion in investments. What's driving this surge? Nearshoring and trade advantages. By setting up operations in Mexico, Chinese firms can benefit from the U.S. Mexico-Canada Agreement, USMCA. This allows tariff-free access to the U.S. market while sidestepping trade tensions and tariffs imposed directly on Chinese imports. Automotive expansion. The automotive industry is a focal point, with Chinese electric vehicle giant BYD planning to establish a factory in Mexico to produce EVs for the Latin American market. Challenges and considerations. While the influx of investment presents economic opportunities, it also raises concerns. Data discrepancies. Some Chinese investments are funneled through subsidiaries in other countries, making it difficult to track the full extent of capital inflows. Geopolitical tensions. The increasing presence of Chinese companies in Mexico has sparked concerns in the U.S. and Canada, with fears that Mexico could be used as a backdoor to bypass U.S. trade policies targeting China. Recent developments. Electric vehicle manufacturing. BYD's planned EV production in Mexico aligns with the global push for sustainable transportation and positions Mexico as a growing hub for the industry. Infrastructure investments. Chinese companies are also involved in building industrial parks and improving logistics networks in Mexico, boosting trade efficiency with the U.S. The bigger picture. China's expanding footprint in Mexico showcases a complex economic shift. While it offers significant growth opportunities for Mexico, it also introduces diplomatic challenges in balancing economic benefits with international trade policies. What do you think about China's increasing investments in Mexico? Is it a win for economic growth, or does it raise concerns for regional trade relations? Let's explore this dynamic issue together. Now, back to the coffee time crew for their thoughts.
Okay, okay. It's a lot of information to take in. Well, we could start with the benefits for Mexico, and they got they're growing in their logistics, increasing their infrastructure, increasing jobs for the Mexican people, and it's increasing their GDP by I think a couple billion of dollars when they were at millions. So it's it's a positive, you know. Um, and I know they're trying to get into the EV market. As I said, they wanted to make a factory in Mexico, and that's gonna most likely entire to go and import into America, import into Canada, and get a chunk, a piece of that EV pie for per se. Um, what do you guys think of Britt and Carol on the increases of jobs, increasing of their infrastructure, and other trading opportunities they might obtain by working with China?
I think it's great. I mean, the Mexican people deserve jobs. They deserve to be invested in. China is investing in a lot of countries. They're doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes that we don't know about, well, like, you don't know about it if you don't read. I mean, it's interesting. I think it'll definitely have its pros and cons, and we'll see how this all works.
And
Yes.
I'm sorry, Pedro,
Go
but
ahead,
yes,
Carol. Go ahead.
for China, they always seem to be above us. Not saying that we're behind, but they always seem to be the ones that kind of are first. So I believe that it'll be good. We'll just kind of see how it works out.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, it can be good, but as some of the things the article stated, uh, we have our politicians and leaders and official leaders having problems with this. Um, and in my opinion, I've been seeing the strategy, And to me, I believe the United States have not been playing the right strategy when it comes to North America. And meaning, I know they have trade agreements between Canada, Mexico, and America. But the upcoming upcoming administration, and also the leadership views that are holding now in our politics, um, instead of building up North America, they're dividing us. Because if we would have been investing and and strengthening Mexico, and working better with Canada, we could have been doing more instead of uh taking jobs across overseas. We could have put some in Mexico. Uh, we could have them produce certain products for us. We could produce certain products and send them out that way too, into Canada, vice versa, and make this agreement. I forgot what the article called the agreement, the North America Trade Agreement. Um, they can we could have positioned ourselves, meaning we, the three countries, position ourselves in a better light with each other to trade across the sea, across all the other
No, that
countries, South
totally
America.
makes sense, Pedro. Katie Taylor has a question. She said, "I thought Republicans dislike China, you know, in the United States. So maybe that has some doing of why we don't really, well, China doesn't really invest in us or do things here."
Um, yes, and they do some things. They do own certain parts of certain industries. Um, but sometimes, and I don't like to get into left and right, because wherever they see dollar signs is what they do. Bill Clinton was a person that did exported jobs and stuff, so it's not a left or right issue. I believe it's more of a such they don't plan with strategy nowadays. You know, they're like, oh, they come in. I got 4 years here, and I might get another 4 years. They don't plan 10, 15, 20 years ahead to put
I
these
mean, I
plans.
think most of these politicians, they're just thinking about, okay, how can I make more money for me? How can I get reelected? How can I be here? What's beneficial to me? I mean, Democrat and Republican, it seems like that on the outside looking in.
Yes, and and with the landscape right now, the way if you've been watching the news, we have world leaders back and forth talking about trade and tariffs and increasing all this stuff. Um, with this things being out in the open, China working with Mexico and then the United States kind of threatening Mexico with tariffs doesn't make the landscape any smoother. They're gonna have bumps, and you know, as leaders, they need to know how to work together. Being that they're in North America, we're
I
all in the
agree.
same. We're all in the same boat. I know. Yes, we're the richest country, but if we're the richest country, right? Why we still don't have health care for everyone? Why our public schools are falling behind? So we have to know and put the let's say the foot to the fire of the politicians, because they're not voting for the public sector and to increase like education.
I
I
think
know.
sometimes they forget that they work for us. And I think it's hard to,
Hmm.
because the average American doesn't really know what their congresswoman man is doing. They don't know anything that's really going on because they're just trying to eat. They're just trying to go to work every day. And we got to remember that these people do work for us and we need to hold them accountable.
Yes, and that's correct. They do work for us. They're public servants, So they're in public office. So, no matter if they're in the left or right, hold them accountable to the what you believe they should be doing, because sometimes it seems like they're listening to the billionaire class, and we're all in the same boat. We're all struggling out here with energy bills, rent, all kinds of issues, and sometimes we're so caught up in work, caught up in school, caught up with life, that paying attention to what they're doing in Congress, in the House, and the Senate can get daunting. Can get daunting, you know. But it's good to be aware about your local officials too, and your congressman, your representative. You know.
That's very, very important. I know I can't speak for anybody and I hate to get political, but I know for me, just watching the news right now with this current administration that's going to be going in, it's just overwhelming to me. Like, the last 4 years I was able to watch the news, but now it's too much. It's like something's happening every day. They're doing something dumb every day. And it's like, oh, but it's important to know what's going on.
Yeah, and what the thing I'm looking forward to, I want to just know, if this is gonna be true. If they cap the credit card in this interest rate at 10%, I heard it from his mouth, and that would help across the United States. We all got credit cards. We know that.
No, I mean, I think that this man made a lot of promises and hopefully he can keep some of his promises. Hopefully he doesn't. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, he made a lot of promises.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I want to see if he does that one. I'll be like, okay, okay, and we're gonna see, but that whole landscape, and you hear about what's going on. We have crazy things going on in the world, like in Korea, the South Korean president. There's a warrant for him. I think he got arrested. I think he was trying to plan a coup, if I'm not mistaken. And man, I don't know if it was a precedent set back in 2020. I'm not gonna go into all the details, but that January 6th thing. I don't know if that set a new precedent out in the world, that now you're seeing a little bit of that flutter out, and you see all kinds of little crazy things happening. So
I mean,
I
I
don't
think
know.
that January 6th definitely, I mean, I know that we don't like to think of the United States like this, but people look at us. People, all around the world, they look at us, and that was not a good look for us personally. Like, that's the way I see it. Whatever you believe is whatever you believe, but it shouldn't have been handled that way.
Thank you for saying that, Brit, too. And we're gonna cut to a quick break, guys, and we will be back.
If you'd like to know more about Blind United, you can visit our website at blindunited.org. You can email us at info@blindunited.org. You can call us at 909-846-8825. You can follow us on Instagram at Blind United Interest Groups. You can follow us on X at Blind United 22. You can watch our YouTube channel, Blind United. You could join our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Groups, or you can follow our Facebook page, Blind United. Did you know that people in third world countries do not have access to canes? The You Can Give initiative gives canes to people all over the world who cannot get canes. The You Can Give initiative not only goes to these countries and gives people canes, but they give people canes and a digital recorder that is solar powered, that has instructions on how to use the cane and instructions on how to repair the cane. The You Can Give initiative is a very worthy cause, giving canes to blind people all over the world. If you have a cane that you're no longer using, or a cane that's broken or bent, you can go to youcangive.org and get a shipping label, and you can ship your cane to Jimmy in Tennessee, and he will refurbish it and give your cane to a blind person in a third world country. That website again is youcanegive.org.
Yup, guys, I couldn't put it better than Brittany did right there. You Can Give initiative is something that Blind United is dedicated to. We're dedicated to put a cane on a blind person's hand. And some of these blind persons are kids or childs that cannot afford a cane in these third world countries. And Jimmy, he does a service, guys, and that's a real good service to do. I know when I forget my cane or I walk out the door and I don't have my cane, I'm like, oh my God, I need my cane. So I cannot imagine some of these little kids going to school, not having a cane, you
No,
know.
no, I can't either. But that website again is youcanegive.org. If you'd like to donate, youcanegive.org. So we got some comments. We have
Hmm.
Katie Taylor. She said that that the Republicans are trying to rewrite what happened on January 6th. And I agree with you, Miss Katie. I totally agree. And also she said that the poor in this country fall by the wayside, sometimes. And I agree with that as well.
Yes, yes, I do agree on some of that point right there. And I believe it's some of the privilege and it's some of the rich privilege showing, you know, that he got away with it. So now he's just like, double down and continue to say I didn't lose. Even now that he won this new election, because we're not, the Democrats they ain't gonna do none of that. That that pool pucky is what they call it. But even though he won, he still cannot admit that he lost. He's still stuck on that 2020, and it must have hit him hard in his I guess in his soul, that he can't let that go.
It's
But
an ego. It's an ego,
yeah, that ego. But we got a couple more articles. Um we talk about how things been expensive. We talk about our everyday things. But what about if the happiest place on earth? Yes, that's right. Disney is trying to do something to lower their prices. Let's check that out and we talk about it on the other side.
Today on Coffee Time, Disney's new initiatives to make magic more affordable. Disney is making dreams more accessible with a series of promotions and discounts designed to enhance value and affordability for theme park guests. From discounted tickets to streamlined dining plans, these efforts aim to ensure that the magic of Disney is within reach for families and visitors from all walks of life. Exciting promotions and deals. Walt Disney World Free Dining Plan. Starting January 2nd, 2025, guests booking select vacation packages at Walt Disney World in Orlando can enjoy a complimentary dining plan. To qualify, bookings must include a minimum 3-night stay with a theme park ticket featuring the Park Hopper option. This offer is valid for arrivals between May 27th and June 26th, and July 7th and August 6th, 2025, and runs until February 10th, 2025. Disneyland $50 children's tickets. The Disneyland Resort in California is offering $50 tickets for children aged 3 to 9, valid for visits between January 7th and March 20th, 2025. These discounted one-day, one-park tickets go on sale starting October 22nd, 2024. Adult tickets during the same period start as low as $104 on select dates. Extended ticket validity and dining offers. Disney World is also offering 14-day park tickets for the price of 7, alongside free dining and drinks packages valued at up to $1,350.50 for on-site Disney hotel stays. This promotion covers holidays between January 7th and December 17th, 2025, with bookings required by July 2nd, 2024, for maximum savings. Simplifying the Disney experience. Disney recognizes that planning a visit can sometimes feel overwhelming. To address this, the company is working to simplify its offerings, making it easier for guests to navigate ticket options, dining plans, and accommodations. The focus is on clarity and value, helping visitors make the most of their magical experience. Tips for additional savings. Even with these fantastic promotions, savvy travelers can find ways to stretch their Disney dollars further. Travel during off-peak times. Lower crowds often mean better deals on tickets and accommodations. Look for bundled packages. Consider deals that combine hotel stays, park tickets, and dining plans to maximize value. Bring your own essentials. Save on in-park expenses by bringing reusable water bottles, snacks, and pre-purchased souvenirs. Making magic accessible for everyone. Disney's latest initiatives underscore its commitment to inclusivity and affordability, ensuring that the joy of Disney can be shared by a wider audience. Whether you're a first-time visitor or a lifelong fan, these promotions offer the chance to create cherished memories without breaking the bank. What are your thoughts on Disney's new offerings? Have you taken advantage of similar promotions? Let's share tips and stories to make the most of your next Disney adventure. Now, back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
Okay, okay, guys. I don't know if you're Disney fans and stuff like that, ladies. Um, but hey, I heard they have the vacation plans. Hey, that would be nice. But to get that dining pass, you have to purchase the park hopper. You have to purchase the top a 3 day stay. It sounds all good though over there at Disney Orlando. And that's bigger than the theme park over here in Anaheim and Disneyland. I wonder if some of those things extend to Disneyland. Um, I would like to take my kids also, to see that. I do theme parks. I'll be over here by Knott's, not that far from Disneyland. But man, they say to cover Disneyland in one day, especially Disney World, in one day it's difficult. You need multiple nights. Um, and if you have 2 weeks, you could get 14 tickets for the price of seven. You know, that's like whoa. Any uh any uh any opinions on Disneyland, guys?
I mean, it's still really expensive, but I'm glad that they're thinking about the average person because the average family of four cannot go to Disney World. I was reading an article yesterday and they were saying the average family of four, it would cost you about 5,000 just to go to Disneyland. I mean Disney World. If you go, you get the of course you can't do it all in one day, so you got to get the hotel, you got to eat, you got to get souvenirs,
Hmm.
you got to pay for the actual tickets and multiple parks. You got to pay. You can't just say, "Okay, Disney." Just like for out here, you can't just be like, okay, I want to go to Disneyland. You want to go to Disneyland and then you want to go to California Adventure. Those are two separate parks and you
Hmm.
got to pay separately for those.
And you're right. You're right. Yeah, I remember we did an article. Remember we did an article in the I think it's the beginning of last year where Disney was putting their prices up because they wanted less people to come in. And the article was talking about how that leaves out poor people, people that don't have enough money to spend, that puts them out of the back bracket because Disneyland wanted to cut down on their crowd size and and still not lose any incoming profits.
I'm just amazed that people still want to go at those prices. I mean, $104 for an adult, 50 for a child. I guess that's reasonable. It's something I've
That's
always wanted to
discounted,
do.
Carol.
Oh, that's discounted. Okay. Because
Yeah.
here we have like what we call Six Flags.
Hmm.
And unlike Disney, where they have like Bugs Bunny or Minnie and Mickey or Goofy, we have superheroes. So you may see Spider-Man walking around or Batman or the Joker.
Hmm.
But it's still expensive. You have to go back more than once to experience the whole park. And I love riding wild rides like that. But I have to think, okay, what bill am I gonna miss just to go have some fun with my friends?
Yeah, yeah. And they do have some like some attractions that are like 4D. Like I think there's a Star Wars one when you walk in and the whole scene is going down and it's like a big it's like a big old warehouse, but you walk in and they got all like even holograms going and everything. So they do have things we may be able to experience, but yeah, some tickets could get up to $200, Carol, per
Ooh,
adult, 100 per kid or 100 and something per kid. Um, and then especially if you want to get like a hotel stay and all this, you gotta pay resort fees. You gotta pay all this other stuff, dining. A chip bag could cost you $7 up in there. I ain't gonna lie, in the resorts. So sometimes it cuts off people from accessing that. I know they call it the most happiest place on earth. But hey, they do have like underground tunnels and stuff like that when things happen and ambulance needs to go in the park. They go underground. They don't want to basically kill the experience for the people that are there.
or
You know.
alarm them that something's going on, right?
Yeah, and I get the theme and then getting all the souvenirs and stuff. I get that. But sometimes you do gotta look and be like, man, look at the marketing they have done. They got good marketing teams. You know, and it's not bad to go and splurge and do it one time or two. I like to do like season passes. I know their season passes are expensive. They could get up to $1,000 to $2,000 depending on the package. So you might be spending a couple.
You can make payments on. I know you can for Knox. I know you can for Universal Studios, but can you make payments on, like, if you wanted to get a Disney pass?
I
Not that I want another extra bill, but I was just curious.
Right.
I believe so. Knott's does have their pass. I actually have one. I have the gold pass, so it gives you access to the Knott's theme park and to their water park.
But
So
are they non-visual friendly? Like, for instance, if I wanted to go by myself without friends, do they have assistants that can take me and tell me this, that, or the other? Like they have guides for, like, if you're going to see movie stars and homes and
hmm
things of that sort.
hmm
Are they non-visual friendly? Because for all that money, they better be for me.
I heard match results. I heard sometimes that they're good, and I had someone tell me that a Disney employee walked them throughout their whole park
Hmm.
experience, and they were by themselves. I
Okay.
had another person tell me that they went as a small group of two or three, and they didn't in the theme parks. They didn't want to provide a guide, even though they were
Wow.
all couldn't navigate.
Right.
And also, I think some of the parks, Disney, uh, for example, are cutting back on assisting with the not the fast pass, but we use it's they consider it the fast pass because that's what regular people use, but we also use it as disabled people because sometimes we can wait in line or
Oh,
some
for standing
issues.
in line. Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
I heard Six Flags, Knox, and Disney, they all want you to have a doctor's note, and then they want to try to make it as fair as possible. So a lot of
hmm
disabilities don't count. Like I heard at Disneyland, if you're blind, you still got to stand in line because your blindness doesn't affect you standing in line. Yes, you're disabled, but you can still stand or walk or whatever.
right.
Yes, yes, and I would love them to have like that someone that could guide us as blind people because as we go, even if we have some high partials or low partials with us, sometimes we miss things because of our vision. So a park person that could guide you could be like, "Oh, we're at the iconic Goofy store where they sell this." Or we're at the iconic Knott's Bakery. They got this, they got that. And right next door is this. And they could get you the layout. Sometimes as blind folks we miss stuff. and
Mm-hmm.
having a guide, and think about this as a marketing person that works for Disney or something like that. Would you like that experience on that blind person to be like, oh man, they were so helpful. I'm down to go again. I want to
Right.
go purchase a ticket again. I am going to go purchase food again. I am going to go purchase products
Yeah,
again.
I think most people that are into marketing don't think of disabled people as having money or being customers or whatever. I don't think that
Hmm.
most things are geared towards normal people. So,
Yeah,
Right.
and worldwide, we are if I'm not mistaken, $1 trillion block of money
Oh
that
yeah.
marketers could get into this market.
They're missing
Um,
out on us. You know, we
yeah,
we we are a lot of us don't just receive a check once a month. A lot of us work, and we want to enjoy everything that this world offers. So, if anyone from Disney World or Disneyland is out there listening, hey,
or Six
hey, but
Flags.
or Six Flags, that's right.
Hmm.
Help us out because we'd love to come and enjoy the experience.
Yes, yes, enjoy the experience. It's true. Enjoying the experience makes us a difference. Will make a difference if that person be like, you know what, I'm gonna give me a season pass. I should go every
Hmm.
other week,
That's
and
right.
spending depending on the season pass. Let's say, if you get like a dining with the Gold Pass at Knott's to get to both parks, you're looking at around $300. You could pay payments, but think about it. If you go once, twice, let's say you get 2 meals every visit. That's what, 20, 40. That's $40 right there. Plus the ticket is 100 and something. If you go more than 5 times in 1 year, you have already um, basically used up the amount that you paid for the pass. If you go 6, 7 times, you're already getting more for your money.
Right.
It just, sometimes getting out there, we're busy, we're working and things like that. But sometimes me and my better half, we use it as date night. They have music at Knott's, and during the summers they got cover bands and things like that. And man, I ain't gonna lie to you guys. Sometimes just chilling right there, enjoying the music. My better half gets her fresh popcorn and her what used to be a Snoopy head, now it's a Woodstock head. We just sit down and enjoy the music right there. They have different varieties of music. They got several shows going down and things like that, and it's pretty dope. We get to enjoy ourselves when we go out. I believe Disneyland has something like that. If it's not just for the rides, go for the some of the shows. They got shows even in Universal. I had the Universal Studios pass for a year. Me and my children, we was exploring and we found little towns and things like that. We found little rides that we didn't find in the first times we went. Other times we get to just walk around and check out stores, and we will find little stores that we didn't saw, when we went the first one or second or third time. You know, I want to go to Universal Studios Orlando. See how that is over there.
Is that the
You
one with
know,
Harry Potter?
yeah, that's the one with
Oh,
Harry Potter.
wow.
You
Yeah.
know, But in that note, guys, we're gonna take one more break, and we will be back.
If you'd like to know more about Blind United, you can visit our website at blindunited.org. You can email us at info@blindunited.org. You can call us at 909-846-8825. You can follow us on Instagram at Blind United Interest Groups. You can follow us on X at Blind United 22. You can watch our YouTube channel, Blind United. You could join our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Groups, or you can follow our Facebook page, Blind United. You can go to customcane.com. That's custom with a K, guys. And what Custom Cane does is they sell cane and cane accessories. It's like Burger King. You can have it your way. You can get a pink cane, a blue cane, a rainbow cane, a Broncos cane, a Chargers cane, a cane with the Braille alphabet, a cane with your name on it. Whatever you want, whatever type of handle you want, whatever type of tip you want. If you want an aircraft aluminum cane, if you want an all-terrain cane, telescoping cane, any type of cane, Custom Cane has it.
All right, guys, and that's custom canes, man. If y'all that's still from our You Can Give initiative, but if you want to purchase a cane holder, a sheath, if you want to purchase a flashlight for your cane, if you want to get a custom cane with your favorite football team, hockey team, basketball, whatever it is, whatever color scheme it is, whatever accessory they have,
And
check
all
out
the
Custom
proceeds go to
Canes.
You Can Give. So if you buy something, all the proceeds go to You Can Give. So you're helping a blind person
Mm-hmm.
somehow.
And you're getting something shipped out to you, man. Even if it's a tip, all-terrain cane, aluminum craft cane, and all that aerodynamic terms and all that stuff that I might mess up. Hey, check out customcanes.com, and that's custom with a K. So check Jimmy out. Help a blind person, put a cane in someone's hands. Guys, it's an initiative that hardly we believe so much on. And we have another article. Let me see. Let me get to it, guys. And this one is about the first Bitcoin city, guys. We heard of Bitcoin. We know what these cryptocurrencies are. But for those that might not know, I'm going to explain a little bit right before we get into the article. And Bitcoin or cryptocurrency is these digital currencies that people mine with their computers, and they have these tokens. For example, for Bitcoin is a Bitcoin is what their token is called. Some of these tokens could fluctuate for one, could be 16, 70,000, depending on the market value. Just remember that these markets are still viable. They they could fluctuate, they can crash. So let's just hear about this Bitcoin city because this sounds very interesting.
Today on Coffee Time, exploring El Salvador's ambitious Bitcoin city. El Salvador's groundbreaking Bitcoin City project, announced by President Nayib Bukele in November 2021, has sparked global attention and debate. Designed as a circular metropolis shaped like a Bitcoin symbol, the city is set to be constructed at the base of the Concagua volcano in the southeastern region of La Union. But what makes this city truly revolutionary? Let's explore the details behind this bold experiment in cryptocurrency-driven urban development. A city powered by Bitcoin and geothermal energy. Bitcoin City aims to serve as both a tax haven and a hub for Bitcoin mining. The city will rely on the geothermal energy generated from the Concagua volcano to power its infrastructure and the energy-intensive Bitcoin mining operations. This sustainable energy model highlights El Salvador's innovative approach to harnessing natural resources for technological advancement. Financing the project, volcano bonds. The development of Bitcoin City will be funded through the issuance of Volcano Bonds, a $1 billion Bitcoin-backed bond. The breakdown of the funds is as follows. 50% of the funds will be used for the city's construction and infrastructure. 50% of the funds will be allocated for purchasing Bitcoin, potentially strengthening El Salvador's cryptocurrency reserves. Key developments. A major investment boost. In August 2024, El Salvador secured a historic $1.6 billion investment from Turkey's Yilport Holding. This investment is dedicated to modernizing two critical seaports essential for the logistical support and development of Bitcoin City. This collaboration marks the largest private investment in El Salvador's history, signaling a significant step forward for the project. Challenges and criticism. Despite the ambitious vision, Bitcoin City has faced considerable criticism and skepticism. Feasibility concerns. Questions remain about whether the project can be fully realized given its scale and reliance on cryptocurrency. Environmental impact. While geothermal energy is renewable, critics argue it may not be as cost-effective or sufficient to sustain large-scale Bitcoin mining. Cryptocurrency volatility. The city's financial model relies heavily on Bitcoin, a notoriously volatile asset, raising concerns about long-term economic stability. The current status. As of January 2025, while significant investments have been secured and infrastructure plans are underway, the construction of Bitcoin City remains in its early stages. The world continues to watch as El Salvador tests the boundaries of integrating cryptocurrency into national development. What are your thoughts on Bitcoin City? Is it a groundbreaking innovation or a risky financial experiment? Let's dive into the discussion. Now, back to the Coffee Time crew for their insights.
Yes, guys. El Salvador has an ambitious project with their Bitcoin city. Um, I know this might sound strange to a lot of folks, this Bitcoin city. Um, but just like how in the early 1900s, when we started getting automobiles and we needed to build an infrastructure for the highway, and this infrastructure and highways had to be it had to be done through a federal government, meaning it was across the whole United States, you know, and it was an ambitious project, but look at our infrastructure now. We're able to drive across country and travel back and forth in the United States. So it was an ambitious project that was able to be realized and we gained fruit from it. Now, with this Bitcoin City, its first kind, if they're able to if they're able to complete it and accomplish this goal, it'd be the first city with geothermal energy. I believe they might need solar power with that also, but it'd be the first city where they will be mining Bitcoin, making profit, a new type of a city, not your typical city. This is something attached to it like a Bitcoin, and it's a Bitcoin logo, the city layout. I know it's vital still the Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency, but this is an ambitious project that can put El Salvador more on the map with more modern cities. I know China just unveiled their bullet train, even though they've been had one, but this one reaches up to 350 miles per hour to get people across the country. Um, with El Salvador doing this, Bitcoin City, and then we have other mining farms across the world. I believe some of our infrastructure in America is falling behind. We did have a Build Back Better. It did not pass. We got 10% of what was in that bill that got killed by everybody, you know, and no no Republicans voted on it. Two senators, Manchin and Christina Cinnamon or what? Cinema. They hold this bill up that I believe could have had a lot of game changing things in it. Okay, but I believe other countries are finding ways to innovate. Technology innovates. For example, El Salvador. We've known El Salvador as a country with so many deaths and crimes and things like that. I know the president has had his people critique him on his stands and what he's been doing, but he's been turning the world around. But with this new type of city and innovation, I think it will boost their economy, it could boost their tourism and things like that. But it's something to take point, take some ideas from other countries. We need to improve our infrastructure, improve our cities to the 21st century. That includes our public school system. Instead of taking away funding, we should be putting in funding. If we have the rich class thinking that there is no smart workers or people that could work in tech and they need to outsource, well, they should not be cutting education. They should be funding education and taking maybe some from the defense budget or the Pentagon budget and allocating those funds to the public sector. Um, one of the bills, well, one of the things in the Build Back Better was free 2 year college. I believe this could have had a drastic impact in our education system. If we took the burden away from 2 years, let everybody get in at least 2 years of college, be that be the new high school degree, for example, we could have more people getting out of poverty. And if we included some vocational schools in that, we could have people that have felonies take that advantage to get out of the situation they're in and show them that they do have a second chance. Um, I believe we're falling back in innovation because we're not investing in our home, you know, and this is a left and right issue. It's not a it's a partisan issue. I don't think it's a Democrat or Republican. We always send out money, no matter if it's Ukraine or Israel and stuff like that. But I believe we should invest in ourselves, in our country, especially education. You know, if we want to be the number one in a lot of things, not just a consumer based, I think we're the number one in consuming. If we want to actually better our lives, increase our education, increase the life expectancy. We need to think about healthcare and mental health. Include mental health with healthcare, you know, and 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 then we can actually grow something, bear fruit, and actually benefit from that fruit. Any I know I went in a rant, ladies. I'm sorry. Any opinions on what I was just saying and things like that?
Well, for me, Pedro, I don't know too much about the Bitcoin thing. I think, if they have their own city and they do this or that, it may be something for the future, like you said, with the infrastructure of trying to get the roads and everything established from way back when. And now we're able to travel all over the country. But I do agree with you as far as the education is concerned. I'm not sure about you all, but every time someone purchases a scratch off or a Powerball or some type of lottery ticket, part of that is supposed to go to education, but yet and still we're having all of these schools closing because they don't have the funds. And I just don't understand how that's possible with everybody gambling just about to try to get a little richer to just live the American dream. Um, I don't have too much more to say on that, but it is a lot of things with the healthcare and the mental health and just trying to survive. And
Hmm.
I agree with a lot of things that you're saying about it because it seems like our system is broke.
Yeah, and you're correct, Carol. Our lottery, so money does go back to the schools, but I believe in some school districts, and that could include across the country, the money is not being distributed correctly. I think the less fortunate schools they get a little bit of money, while the more better off suburban schools, or depending on the area, sometimes just crossing a main street can take you from a middle class to poor,
Correct.
and if you have parents that are well off and good for them, but they donate to the school, and that school is also getting more money because of the area it's in, you're on a disproportionate rate to a poor kid that goes to a regular school at a low income neighborhood.
Right.
you know if we distribute it equally, or even invest more in the kids that are in the poor, we can improve. If we set programs within school starting third grade or fourth grade with educating kids with basic computer skills, not foreseeing just typing, because we do need to write and no cursive and signature, but meaning basic understanding of systems, and then begin them like in the fifth grade with basic little coding. Code your first game. Let that be a lesson in the child's school. Build your first coding app. you
Right.
know have electives like coding or engineering, mechanics, but with technology, meaning instead of cars be robots. I know they do have robot building programs, but we need to make these instead of electives, we need to make these be a lesson they teach throughout the whole year.
Yeah, make it standard because the children are our future, and it's sad to say, but I'm scared for us as Americans.
Because I see it in my kids, and I see it across kids. They're eager. They're eager. If the programs are there, they take advantage, and sometimes these programs get full quick.
Right.
So the demand, the kids want it. The
They
kids
do.
been we've been what, 20 years with the internet and devices now. It's 24. If you think about it, if we started 2000, and our kids been got used to this. Kids know how to run through an iPad, iPhone, and do this stuff. If we would have pushed more on coding and computer development, or even just knowing how to change uh like RAM and build your computer, or know about different computer parts and fix them,
Right.
I believe that we can be ahead if we just give that type of program and idea water, and let the flowers grow.
I
The kids
agree.
want it. The kids
They
want
do.
it,
I
you
mean, I don't
know?
have any children or kids, but I tell you, if I have a problem with my phone, I'm going to ask my little cousins, and I can tell you they will go and fix it and do this, that, and the other. And I'm like, how do they know to do this? But they're eager, like you say, they're so hungry to learn, and they need to
Yeah,
offer that as standard protocol for the schools.
yes, and just like I said, like we need those courses. We need that technology in school. We have resorts and hotels and um these big old malls with super giant TVs and so much technology in them. But you walk into school and you still see the same desk, the same chalkboard you saw in the 60s,
Hmm.
30s, and even probably even earlier on.
Yeah.
We have not moved. I know, granted, we do have programs you get, okay, here's a Chromebook for you, or here's this. But no, yes, those devices are good, but we need now the lesson plans for these devices to how to engineer. We want
You're right.
engineers. We want robot engineers, car engineers. We want AI engineers. We want to be able to start with our youth. Once they're gonna go to college, they could follow which technology career or STEM career they would like to take. And it starts from our youth. You get the kids interested in that, and once you got them interested in that, they will go towards that when they get to their young adult life.
I
But
agree.
if you make it boring and you don't really advance it, Britt, if you're back there, can you check for any comments before we go? But yeah, guys, so we need to spark that spark in our kids, and they have it. We just don't invest in our youth, in our teachers, the teachers that sometimes are in the front lines, guys, of saving our kids.
Yeah.
We
They're
leave our
they're
kids.
buying all of the stuff for the kids. They're buying notebooks and pens and pencils that, you know, but it goes off to all the teachers that are just giving everything for our future.
Mhm.
But it's sad that they have to dig in their little pocketbooks when they're not getting paid what they should just to provide education for our future and these kids.
Yes, yes. And we do need to invest in our teachers, guys. They're there. They're actually there when we're earning money to support our families. They're there teaching our kids. And if we had the one of the best education systems in the world, we will um, get that fruit. We will bury that fruit later on and have to expand our economy. Our kids will be more invested in their home. But it's there, and I believe with more investment, we can make the future happen. The technology is there. So we have a couple of comments. Let's see. We actually got one. Katie Taylor said, yeah, yes, he says that Disney parks are not accessible to blind users. And yes, a new place can be daunting. It always can be daunting. I had a few ideas to these park people that I believe we can benefit. Plus, it can make it easier for them. But that'll be another topic for another show. I will bring that up. I'll try to make an article, guys. But once again, thank you for joining us. Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Brittany. Always enjoy your company. And these were some topics that, hey, have me talking, man. I went in a rant, Carol, for a bit. I ain't gonna lie.
No, no, you're just opinionated, and I just appreciate your knowledge, Pedro. It's always a pleasure to just be on with you. And
Yeah.
Brittany and Ed, we miss you. So we'll keep it going.
All right. Yes, guys. So, from me, Carol, and Brittany, guys, and Ed, I hope you're in there. Good luck. We wish you good luck from Blind United and Coffee Time. Guys, we are signing off. Also, one more thing. Like, subscribe. If we had a good conversation and you think it's well worth it and was good information, share it. Let other people know. Once again, thank you for joining us.